unranked team showing why they've been unblemished all season long. Joel Ayayi finishing the run.
Tried 2 tips, neither of them would go. Rebound finally to Gonzaga. Up the floor, it's Ayayi. Attacks with one hand, and he slams it home. Timeout. USC, 17:41 to go in the ballgame, and Gonzaga off and running again in the second half.
UCLA in the Final Four for the first time since 2008, thanks in large part to the 28-point effort from Johnny Juzang.
Campbell pounds it down, shot clock at 10, gives it to Juzang right side, just inside the arc against Brooks. Juzang rips it through, drives down to the right side, flips it up, and in on the baseline. Johnny Juzang with 27, 50-47 UCLA.
Number 3.
On the women's side, Stanford on the ropes, but outscored Louisville 30-13 in the final quarter to become the 4th team to punch their Final Four ticket. Ryan Rucco, ESPN.
Williams.
The Charlotte Hornets have the 4th spot in the Eastern Conference. Terry Rozier led them past the Wizards with 27, including 5 threes. WFNZ.
Rozier, one-on-one with the rookie Avdia. Rozier at the three-point line. Step back on the way. It is good. Terry Rozier drilling another Lowe's three-point shot. Timeout Washington. What a sequence. Biz with the block on one end. Rozier with the dagger on the other.
And the number 1 play of the day.
It's been 45 years since we've had an unbeaten national champion. Gonzaga is 2 wins away in the Final Four for the 2nd time in school history after dismantling USC, led by Drew Timmy's 23, thanks to the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network for all the men's calls.
Espn off the inbound to Suggs. Suggs feeds it to Timmy in a 2-handed flush, and then he blows kisses to the crowd. No shyness with Drew Timmy, who's given Gonzaga the 20-point lead. Drew Timmy, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Second Gonzaga player with 3 20-point games in a single NCAA tournament. Gonzaga as the top overall seed into the Final Four. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. There will be a lot of eyes on Washington on Wednesday. The Supreme Court hearing arguments Wednesday, essentially on the future of that line that separates amateurism and pro sports. The name, image, likeness argument. Earlier with our Paul Feinbaum, Michael McCann from Sportico.
Very basically, it's whether or not colleges through the NCAA can agree to limit compensation to student athletes. That's the core question. And the reason why it's a legal issue is because under antitrust law, businesses can't conspire in ways that hurt the market. So 2 gas stations coordinating prices would be a problem. If 2 big retail stores decided to break up the country in terms of markets, that would be a problem. Here, the question is it a problem if schools in the SEC and other big conferences and across the country can agree to a set of rules that don't let them pay market or other value for college athletes? So when Zion Williamson was a recruit, or when Trevor Lawrence was a recruit, they would have had major schools really bidding for them, like free agents. Why can't that be the system? And that's going to come up.
You asked your question in your piece, if Austin wins, would this be the end of amateurism? And I try to read that from your piece and ask you with a straight face, because we all know there's no such thing. However, what happens if he does win?
If he does win, then the most likely outcome is not going to be the sweeping change that I just referenced. It would be more narrow. It would be that schools can't join hands to limit what college athletes can get from their schools in terms of academics. So things like computer lab fees and money for internships and study abroad, things like that. Now, that's not the Trevor Lawrence free agent scenario I just played out, but it's still several $1,000s a year, maybe more potentially. And the NCAA has said, if we go down that path where once we start chipping away at restrictions on what college athletes